Hey, what's going on? We're gonna pound these out real quick because one, I made ratatouille, which isn't as hard as people think, and I still gotta make pasta salad, and I got a meeting in like an hour and a half. So, I'm extremely tired. But let's knock these out and take a look at it. Welcome. Happy Valentine's Day. I love you. I love you. Um, I love you. We got two good slates tonight, maybe three if you want to include LTA in that. I'll go over LTA, but I don't do projections for it. I think that's really all anyone's here for. And then we'll try and make a an underdog ticket, and we'll do it on the fly. And hopefully, I've got everything in my models correct for the underdog models, like the stuff for this is good. One, you always want to make sure to check starters for. By the way, if you want my projections, they're right here. You can get them in the what are we in? This is the Daily Fan Racing Discord. If you follow me on Twitter at freerolls_DFS, you know them because I've been constantly saying, "Hey, they're in here, they're in here." Ryan Larkin, this is his thing. He does good DFS content for NASCAR. There's actually an incredible number of great NASCAR DFS providers. I'm a big fan of Brandon Cruz over at True DFS, who used to do a podcast with Jason Hamlet, who used to be free NASCAR, blah 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 blah. But anyways, there's so many great ones. I would definitely say Ryan's is one, and the Discord is free. You can always go in there and hop in for the League of Legends stuff, especially. There's nobody doing anything in there but that. I mean, it's free, man. Just come in. We have like it's crazy. I haven't slept for a day. I'm really tired. So apologies here. We're gonna go to China. So the easiest way to figure out who the starters are for LPL, which is the Chinese league, is to come over here to Weibo. You're just gonna jam in LPL, and that'll bring up Event Manager. That's what this is. We can translate it here for you. Go to Google Translate. That'll give us the event manager. Pretty quickly in the event manager, you'll find one of these guys that says, hey, this is who's starting. Um, and like one of the things we need to be careful about was that Sorrow had started the first half of the split, but we're going to have Shadow again tonight. So let's make sure that we have it correct in the model. We have it as Sorrow. So we got to change that. We got to change that. So actually, those are wrong. Uh, you know what? I'm not gonna. We're just gonna change it on the face of it and call it a day. I'll go back in and fix the. I'll fix it later, but I don't think it's gonna substantially change the way we're modeling it since IG is such massive favorites. If you want to play, if you want to play FPX tonight, feel free to. Like, there's no reason not to, I guess. Um, we're gonna fix this real quick. Thanks for sticking with me here. I think the rest of that looked right, right? Shy, GG, Rookie, Galameko, Carabat, Jouet, Jouai. We're gonna just drop that in as a dead drop. Okay. Okay, so for all sakes and purposes, we're gonna treat Sorrow as Shadow for the rest of this video. But this is why you check. It's really worth it. Um, like you gotta learn Chinese, buddy, as Adam Silver would say. Let's do the games really quickly. Uh, LPL, LCK, IG massive favorites. They're what's up? Minus 550. We get to the LCK. I think this number. Okay, so I went against Nongshim last time, even though I'm like Nongshim guy number one. I'm going to complain about Gelati for a second. If you don't know who Gelati is, you should follow him. It's at GelatiLOL on Twitter. That's GelatiLOL. He has a Patreon. He does a free podcast. His podcast is already out for this slate, for LPL, LCK, and LEC. And I highly recommend listening to it. And he's going to tell you that Nongshim's the bet. He focuses mostly on betting content, but he has a great depth of experience. Him and I have different processes and different risk tolerance, and I think that it shows through in some of the decisions we make. His model was really on Nongshim when they played last time and ended up winning. Mine was not, and it was not a great day. Uh, anyways, go listen to his podcast, check him out. I'll tell you, he's pretty bullish on Nongshim still. I think a lot of the field is going to be because they looked so commanding in their last match, and like DK just hasn't looked that good. I think that like the good wisdom here. Let's see what Nongshim's actually going for now. They can't still be at plus 315. Let's look at Bovada. Nongshim is currently at plus 290 to win. I think this plus 1.5 is probably like you're getting plus money for plus 1.5. I, I think that it. I think that this is a smart bet considering the over 3.5 is minus 200. So like something is disconnected there. Like if we take a look at this, we've got over 3.5 maps in a 5 map game, minus 200. So Vegas is saying there's going to be 4 games played, but they're giving us plus money here on Nongshim plus 1.5. Something here is wrong because if there's 4 games played, Nongshim's clearing that plus 1.5. They're saying, okay, you got to pay $2 to make $1 here on the over 3.5. We're so certain of it. We're like 66% certain that it's going to happen, or 70%, I guess, when you include Vig in it. That shit doesn't matter. But they're very certain that this is going to happen. Better than 2 to 1. But then they're over here saying, but we're giving you plus money to bet this. So sometimes you can find a discrepancy where you would want to take like the over on maps. This again is, I hate to complain so much about Gelati, but the guy, I consider him to be a friend. I don't think we're probably friends, but I consider him to be a friend, and nemesis and personal nemesis. Um, so I think what do we do here? You can tell how tired I am, but so I think like this is a really difficult one to fade. This plus money plus 1.5. I mean, it seems like just a slam dunk bet, right? Like, let me make sure I'm doing the math here. If they play 4 maps, which Vegas says better than 2 to 1, then plus 1.5, no matter which side of it they're on, they're good. So let's bet Nongshim plus 1.5, take the plus money, call it a day. Especially where we're getting half the money for this plus 290, which is like a pretty good number, but I don't think it's a great number. And like, which one is it twice as likely or is it not twice as likely? And I think I'll just take the plus 1.5 here. Seems like really solid money. Um, anyways, now I'm talking myself into Nongshim. I really think that like a lot of the field's going to be on Nongshim, and when we go to build, we can go take a look and build right now. When we go to build this, make sure you can see here. Yeah, when we go to build this, I think like there's I might already have one built. No, I think there's going to be a real emphasis on playing Nongshim, and that might be right. God damn it, that might be the right thing to do, but I think that it's going to be popular enough and the pricing is tight enough with Gala being 11.4 that maybe what we really want to do is play DK. Just say, hey, especially for this like mini max, I think a lot of people are going to play the are going to play Nongshim. God damn, I'm really sorry. I'm just so tired. Let's look at contests again. We're just going to draft the contest that we've already reserved. Okay. So If we look at the model, projections say what we really want to do is get to, you can see this here, what we really want to get to is GG. And then if we were playing DK, what we really want to get to is lose. Like, if we could afford to go aiming with Gala, yeah, of course. Or like aiming, that might be an interesting build. Let's look at that. So let's look at let's see what, I haven't looked at pricing or anything. GG 10-5 captain would leave us a lot of flexibility. We can probably do it with rookie as well. So let's look at our options here. We got 132, 137, 142. I don't think we can get to aiming. Maybe. Seems unlikely. If we play aiming, we would have to go shy, just taking the cheapest possible here. Can we play one, one, two, three, four, five? Yeah, so it's not possible to play double faves ADC captain. Showmaker's an interesting captain just because I don't think a lot of people will get there. Uh, IG are just huge favorites, and I think as tempting as it is to four off LCK because the matches have been so good, and Nongshim and DK can both get there. If this is going to go 5 maps, we'll have one player play extremely high, and then the rest will kind of get dragged down, whether it's lucid carries or most likely aiming, or for Nongshim, we should expect to see like Jiwoo score maybe even better than projections. Gideon is like fucking incredible. And so I want to take as much IG as I can price wise here. Um, I really want to enlarge this, but if I make it larger, it's going to be really pixelated, I think. Yeah, that might be a little better. Yeah, so but we just want to get to all this 3-0 that we can and then balance it out. So if we were doing this, we would say even if it's 3-2 barrel would be 104 versus model for Mako is, see, now I can't even read it. Model for Mako is 111. So yeah, 105 to 111, that's six difference. We'll do aiming instead of Gala, which means that we can put GG at the top and we can do probably an IG team. I don't know if any of this makes any sense, but if we do it that way, that gives us basically everything we want. So we would do shy, then we would do lucid, definitely rookie, and then I think we'd take aiming, and I think probably even though there's like a good chance that, I think there's like a good argument for taking barrel here and then Invictus in team, which would leave us with 500. This would be the major thing, would be deciding if we wanted to switch out, um, just swap this team. Because conventional wisdom is to go play the support from the team that goes 3-0 because they score better, but I'm not sure that's really the case here. Like, I think that there's a model says that it's not that much difference, and I think I would rather go down 11 points here with the chance that we could go up as much as 60 points. Because if they 3-0, you're averaging for LPL between 22 and 20, let's call it 24, so that's 72 plus, so it's 112 points per team for Invictus if they 3-0. Whereas if it's 3-2 for DK, that would be, they score a little higher in LCK, that would be 75 plus 16 would be 91. So you'd have a 21 point difference there. So the 21 point difference versus an 11 point difference. I think like this was a big thing the other day when I wrote it up for the this combo slate that had the 10K up top. People basically just got the team wrong. They got the team jungle wrong, and I think a lot of that is because people don't really consider teams correctly for their volatility and scoring. And I don't think that any of the projection models and most of the people playing in these contests now are using projections or sims. The projection models just are not adequately projecting teams. So, anyways, that's what I'd do for that. I think there's like a lot of stuff you could do. Like, I think there's actually a good chance you could do rookie up top, right? And then, yeah, so you could do rookie and showmaker, have $0 left over, do a 3-4 that's inverted like that. But I want to get to GG. I think that there's a lot of value there. You could switch Gala in for aiming, but I'm gonna stick with aiming because I don't think this is gonna be a super duped lineup. I think this is gonna be um, kind of uncommon. On a 2 game slate, you're gonna have a lot of dupes. It's just part of the game. But I think a 4-3 where the captain and the team are in the same thing and doing a jungle captain when you can get to other captains is really going to be a little different. Let's look at LEC. So LEC, we got 2 games tomorrow. Fanatics were going way off at minus 1600 versus Team Heretics. We're not great. This is like a best team, worst team, but this week has really taught us something about that. And then G2 versus Giant X. I think Giant X is pretty live here. This is a 3 map match, so it's best of 3. Uh, Giant X, I wish this plus 1.5. If we were getting similar odds as percentage, like if we were getting 140, like when we were talking about um, Nongshim getting essentially half of their win. Part of this is because in a best of 3, they're more likely to meet. None of that shit matters. I think there's like a really good argument that this even is worth taking. Whether you just want to be like, they're at least getting 1 map on blue side. You give blue side bump, or you just go, look, G2 was bad at the beginning of the split, and let's do that. So I think that there's really like a pretty good argument here. But let's build it. Uh, I like. I mean, I think the thing to do here is probably again just to do. God damn. Maybe I can enlarge this in OBS. Yes. So I think the thing to do is probably we're definitely going to want to try and get to 4 Fnatic, I think. But if G2 sweep, their values are good. We would love to get to double ADC. This might be one where we do like a weird one-off if we think Gen X or GX are live. And like Giant X isn't the worst play. Let's look at pricing. I haven't looked at any of this shit. We're on the fly today. Pricing for this 11-4, G2 10-8. We might be able to captain Hansama. Let's see. If we captain the cheaper ADC, can we make this work? So we need and so we can do a 3-4 with Hansama at captain or 4-3 G2 G2 G2. This is a tough one. Let's take a look at the projections. Oh, now everything's large. God damn. Anyways, with pricing, you could do Hansama, you can do this build out. But let's look at the projections and see really what we want to do here. So, just looking at values between these, Broken Blade, Oscar and are pretty close. Um, there's not like a major discrepancy between any of these plays, except for Hansama and Upset. We'd much rather get to Upset than Hansama at captain. Like Hansama can break this game, but more than likely Caps would be the one who ends up carrying, even though the number's low. I mean, Skewmon is garbage. Oh, so maybe we do. Let's do support. Shrink again. like with the projections, there's an 8 point difference between jungle. Here, Skewmon and a 2-0 would outscore, and a 2-1 would outscore. So I think if we want to get to upset, maybe we again go to jungle captain. Let's take a look at this though. Can we do Mickey X and Broken Blade? No. Mickey X, the price jump is too much. Humanoid's just too different. Let's say Caps carries. Razork. God damn, that's 5. Uh, I don't love this. I think we're gonna go. Let's look at Skewmon. Do we have recent scoring? Yeah, those are, I mean, 39, 50, 33. I think it's worth a shot. Like, you look at it against Heretics was 40. Let's look at like this kind of analysis is totally pointless. I just do it to make myself feel better. But yeah, I mean, he's scoring a little bit better than Hansama, so let's do Razork Captain and see where we land at. I think there's like a really good argument to play Humanoid Captain, regardless of my projections, to play Humanoid Captain. Um, let's play Caps, Upset, and then Mickey X, and then G2 Esports, and that's $100 left over. 4-3. What do we like here? Caps and Humanoid are 4 points apart in projection. Oscarinin is 3, so it's saying we want Broken Blade and Skewmon and maybe Team. Okay. I think this is probably the better play actually, regardless of projections, but we're gonna do this is what the projections would have us do. I mean, really, if we really think that it's gonna be that GX is gonna take one map, then what we really want to do is look at these comparatively. So you go, okay, there's an 11 point difference. This 4 point difference is really strong. There's an 11 point difference, and there's a 7 point difference in support. So maybe we would go um, Labrov, Skewmond, team. Or we might say there's an extra 20, well, there's about an extra 12 point difference in the team slot. So it balances out. So there's a number of ways you could build that. If you have Razork as the captain, Skewmond in, it's really model shows they're all basically the same, gives a slight nod to Labrov. So the model would actually have us build it. Maybe I kind of like this actually. Why don't have us build it like that? Skewmond, Labrov, G2 team. 300 left over. Yeah, okay. Like I think if you're going G2 Fnatic, you can force a Hansama captain, and if G2 2-0s, it might really work out, but I prefer this. Just go straight to Razork. Again, though, good argument for using a mid captain. If you were doing, lock that, and then let's look at this. But if you were, say, looking at Giant X, then what you would want to do is, I mean, it's Giant X. I think people are going to make that play. I don't think people are going to play Heretics. You would assume it's 2-1, so you would do upset captain. Your Giant X pieces would be Noah, probably the team, and then Jackie's in mid. I don't love it. I don't love it. We're gonna save this. I don't know what I changed, but good. Let me make a note real quick so I don't forget. Yeah. We're gonna need to make a note that Shadow is starting for. Jesus, I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. But that's why we're doing this now, so that I don't forget. Let me save that right. Oh, make sure we got that. And then if we're really nice, I spend so much time on this shit every day. It's crazy. We're gonna go back to event manager. It's the starters. We could look at team posters too, but I don't think anybody else really cares. But actually, let's look at team posters. I think definitely one of these is going to be better than another. Ba, 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 ba. Oh shit. That is a great poster from FPX. Wow. Look at this. Look at that. That's sexy. Congratulations to FPX. I think this will be their first series win this whole split. Like, okay, this is cool. Very cute. Oh, do 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 do. But wow. I look at that. That's art, man. It's art. Okay. Anyways, that's where you pull the posters and everything from. If you ever see me posting posters online, let's go look at the LTA, which will happen tomorrow. I don't think there's really a lot to discuss here. I haven't been doing LTA stats either. I think like there's a pretty good argument they're playing. So this is LTA North versus LTA South. They're playing in Buenos Aires, which is about a half mile in altitude above Los Angeles, where the North teams usually play. You're really not facing a risk of altitude sickness, but or Sao Paulo, yeah, Sao Paulo, and that half mile can cause headaches in people. It's a long travel. They don't have a lot of money. These teams are a little tight. I think there's I don't hate just looking at some Southern dogs. Like, if you look here at these odds, this plus 1.5, this Leviathan plus 1.5. I don't hate this at all. Just travel, slight altitude difference. It's just like a different environment. They're playing in the studio down there. The crowds are definitely different than the American because I think they'll have an audience there, and it's just like it's a different thing. Uh, I think there is an advantage to being the home team. I'm not sure it's substantial enough to give up a map, but like for pain, I this number seems egregious. This FlyQuest number, I have less of a problem with, even though it's bigger, but still, I'm just not sure any of these teams are good enough to be in that position. The other thing is like you can take the over 2.5, but I don't like it. I think I'd look at these plus 1.5s and just throw like a it's plus money, so like a quarter unit, half unit. This pain gaming doesn't feel bad. Um, but if we look at building it, like there's a clear, there's going to be like a clear build, uh, which will be. So one of the other things we can use, I don't usually use this because my model does this for me. But we can look and see if we have props for kills. So here the over under is 26 and a half, and this one will probably be 26 and a half to 28 and a half for 100 Thieves. So if you were playing favorites, you would go 100 Thieves. You'd want to get What do we do? Play River maybe? Ugh. I think you'd probably want to play Quid, but they're bigger favorites, so Quad, just go straight to FlyQuest. Quad, Whippo, River, Quid, Masu, Lucio. That would leave us with 200 left over, which means you could flex something or change something. I don't think we can get to Masu Captain. Maybe we can. All right, let's see here. Two. So one of the things you can do is check the pricing difference just to on the fly figure out if you can do something different. Yeah, I would like to be able to do that though. Because if we could get to the Masu Captain, that would be really. Yeah, but it requires that you have 5 fly. So I think it's probably if we're doing favorites, I think my inclination here is to stack fly and play pain as the underside. Like it's hard to go against Whippo, but we're gonna play. Um, let's do Wizard. I'm an old fan. Inspired. Dine Quato is really good, but we want to take Titan and Lucio, and then we could do Fly Quest, or we could do 100 Thieves and just say they win, but that Pain scores better. But I just for a classic 4-3, and this would leave us a lot of money as well. Usually, when you're playing a dog, especially a big dog, you want to stack the big dog as a 4 stack because they'll score better when dogs win. So you would want to do like Titan up top if you felt like that was a way to go. I don't love it, but um, I wouldn't play. I mean, I'd play double favorites. The favorites are so massive here. Like, I just don't think the slate's really worth playing from a DFS standpoint. I don't even know what the top prize is. Let's take a look. For LTA, top prize. 2000 at first? That's not terrible. Okay. All right, let's look at props. Let's look at your old underdog. All right, let's look at the heat sheet for LPL. We're gonna go. Jeez. Um, GG over on kills. I think we included some of these the other day. We now have Shadow. Like if they can take one map, FPX is live on just about everything. Let's take GG over on fantasy points. So there's a lot of ways he can get there, and we're less likely to be hit. So let's make sure that my data entry is still correct. Yeah, because see, we're taking a negative modifier on the kills at 0.9, 81.6. I still have it at 81.6. I have it at 78.6. So let's fix that. But I think that's still go. Yeah. Yeah, so that still puts us. You can't even see that. Shrink the screen a bit again. Yeah, so that puts us here. So that's on fantasy points. I still like that 8.5 difference than I do, which if they sweep should be much higher. Like we just like him, and and I prefer it to not take the to not have to take the modifier for kills. Kills is the better play probably, but if you're here for good plays, I don't know what to tell you. Let's look ahead to TS. TS LGD. TS are forecasted to sweep outright. So that'd be a 3-0. So like let's look for one here. This JackyLove over on assists maybe. Yeah, JackyLove over on assists or Kanavi over on kills. I have the assist line at JackyLove assists 21.5. Let's take higher. Close. It's close. And if he ends up carrying, we could be in real trouble. Um, I don't think there's anything else we really want from either of these matches. If we could find an over in the FPX, I would take it. Like the sheer over on assists is kind of tempting, where it comes in green here, even in an 03. That's a big surprise to me. They had set the assist line at 12.5. It says he should get 5 even in a loss. Hmm. I don't know that they get 5 kills per game. They would need to get about 8 kills for him to get 5 assists. That might be really doable. We could also take a shadow prop and hope that he gets subbed out for Sorrow. So we could take an under on Shadow, like one of these that shows red for 03 anyways. And if he gets subbed out, if he starts, I think they'll still pay. I don't think they cancel it. Don't quote me on that. But let's look at Shadow. I think that'll be the same. 9.5 deaths. Yeah. 6.5, 17.5, 9.5. 6.5, 17, 55.2. Yeah, they just translated them over from Sorrow. Sheer. You use sheer under on kills. That's this line right here. But the under on kills here is going to have a correlation with our over on fantasy points, so we won't get. Let me show you. I talked about this before, but I find it constantly aggravating. I mean, it makes sense. But like if we go sheer under on kills, we go from a 3 modifier to 468. That's not terrible. But if we were to do over on assists, we get 6.5 times. So it fuck. So it let me move what I want to move here, man. Yeah, so down here you can see what it pays out. And this is a pretty major change if you watch that number. We'll go under on kills 4.68. Over on assists 6.54. So like every pick isn't the same. Lower on deaths would be 8.4. That would be if we felt like he was going to be under 9 deaths. Um, Technically, we do show that he's going to be under 9 deaths. That's wild, but it's close. Even at its highest point, it's 8. We forecast 8. So that's this here. Um, so you can see it's close. It's basically says it's 1 no matter what. But I think we'll do the sheer over assists and just hope that our model is right and take that massive bump in correlation to get us that 6.54. Okay. Um, So that means that we then would be open to taking anything from LGD, LGD which should be 0, 3, 1, 2 at the most. We could take over on deaths on like Sassy, the YCX over on deaths. If they win a match, there's just nothing here that I really, really like. Do Xiaoyi under on kills. Xiaoyi over on assists the whole way. would give us a big correlation bump, but let's not do that. Over on deaths for YCX. I bet if they lose, they get crushed anyways. Let's take a look at what we get for that. 11 and a half. Where do I have it at? I have it at 11 and a half. If we go over, we go from 6.54 down here in the corner to 6.75. That's not even worth it. Yeah, because the correlation is just so stupid and pointless. Let's look at the Xiaoye over assist just for the heck of it to see what that modifier would be. I mean, that would double us, but it's just not worth it. I think we can just get a flat pick from another game. Let's look at LEC. Okay, LEC. We've got 2 days of these punched in, so we got 4. What we're looking for here is Fnatic, probably 2-0. I mean, I'd be a little surprised if they didn't. I'd like to see some green that bleeds over a little bit to the 1-1. So we'd like for both these columns to be green or both to be red, right? So like humanoid, under on fantasy points there is close. Same thing for looking at heretics, we want the other way. So like here it says under on deaths. We're not going to take that though. Let's, shit. What else is there? Let's go down to the next game, G2. I think G2 could go either way, but I want to work in the middle section. Let's do Paps under assists. This is pretty close, even though it has it over, but if they lose a map, god damn though. We could do LeBron over on kills. Hmm. Yeah, we could do some support garbage. Let's do. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I know this is super boring. We're like an hour into this now. Let's do LeBron. 1.5. Ah, shit. I'm not taking that modifier. I just refuse to take a modifier. Now let's go back. Let's do the caps under assists. 11.5 is so low though. Oh, that's not caps. Where was I? Oh my god. Yeah, no, caps. Under on assists. 11.5. Fuck that. This is garbage. We'll take Noah over on deaths from that matchup, which looks like a slam dunk. And we're getting a modifier on it. 6.5. Let's make sure we're doing it at 6.5. Noah over on deaths. We have it at 6.5. Oh, this is under. Shit. This video is so pointless. You know what? We're just gonna run a 3 ticket here. Take the money. Let's take the overnight money. I will probably do more. I'll do more. Oh, but God, man. But I think that's really spent way too long on this. I've wasted so much of your time. I apologize. We're gonna post that. All right. Well, apparently it's not going to run that up. So it's always aggravating. Sometimes it'll show the actual, like the share slip. Sometimes it won't. Well, anyways, if you stuck with me this long, good luck. No, good God. If I have to deal with pop-ups too, I'd fucking die. Site's already kind of unusable as it is. Uh, good luck tonight. I don't know if any of this is helpful, but I think clearly like we're in a jungle piece, and I think jungles will do good. I hope you have a good Valentine's Day, and apologies for the length of this video. Like clearly I should look at this stuff ahead of time. Um, ooh, we got a fucking brewer sighting. This, I swear to God, literally, if you don't know who this is, uh, this has this guy's a Millie winner. This guy used to be a League of Legends content. He might still be a content creator. Got a bunch. It's like all winners. It's all winners. Half of these people were in the uh, the League of Legends World Championship last year. It's a crazy, crazy group. I highly recommend it because it's free, and these people are the people who play a lot and like talking about it. I actually didn't know Corey was in here. It's great to see him, man. Like, guys, so sharp. Apparently he's looking at FPX, so if you want FPX, take it. Make sure to send him a thing. I think he's at Brewer IPA on Twitter. I think if I remember correctly, and you should follow Will Sue. Will Sue's an amazing guy. All these guys are great. Really appreciate all of you, all of them. Have a great day, and let's lose some fucking money.